we'll go to Ollie, and then we'll go to Bree, and then we'll go to Jordan.
Yeah.
How do they keep track of things? It's like they need to have an initiative.
What do we... Ollie is having a hard time probably escaping Jordan. She's a weak, but the thing is, I'm strong, taller boy. So she does this thing where she sort of curls and just twist, and her hand brushes your face, Jordan, and she just says, "Let me help her." And I'm rolling shamed.
Okay.
I'm trying to convince you to let me do my thing.
So what does that do?
Unashamed is what I've been rolling.
Oh, okay. So you're rolling for high?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rolling for high with a +3, and Jordan, you will get a string on me as a result.
Okay.
If I test.
Okay.
Either way, whether I pass or not is
Yeah.
That is a 3. That is 1 and a 2 +3, so that's 6. And then I have a +2 for hot. 7, 8.
It's a mix.
Okay, that's a mix.
There you go, that went up. Yes, a mixed success because my roll was 1 with 2. So 3 +3 +2.
Okay, so I believe. Yeah, so Jordan, you see. Sorry, my brain is like.
Bree. Not Bree.
My brain is just going nuts.
I see Ollie.
Okay, Jordan, you see Ollie
What do I do?
brush her hand against your face, and like she's had this intense look on her face like during this whole encounter, and then for that moment her face softens, and you kind of like instinctually let go. You have a string on her, but you choose. I'm gonna let you choose one of the things. Either you give yourself to Ollie, or she makes a promise that I think. Actually, make a promise something I think you would want, or you get embarrassed. Wait, I'm trying to.
Is that what unashamed does?
No, I'm trying to look at the
Strings.
the mixed success.
Mixed
of
success.
The turn someone on. They can either do a string.
Okay, so
Okay, you can choose one of the reactions.
Oh yes.
It's either you give yourself to Jordan, or you promise something to.
Most of the moves have their own mixed success.
Yeah.
Level, but yeah, I don't know if that one does.
Oh, what's Unashamed have qualifiers in it? Conditions?
I don't think so.
I have to give you a string on me.
Okay, so that's it. All right.
If I intend to turn you on, I have to give you a string on me, so you have room to make a deal or get embarrassed or whatever, or use.
Yeah, in this instance, I would want her to promise me something.
Yeah.
But the way I'm reading it, it says that she has to promise me something that she thinks I want. So therefore, I cannot pick it because I am not her.
Sorry, see, that's where I keep getting confused. I'm like, is it you or her?
I'm thinking that, because Pierre's the only one who's used his string on me before, so I'm thinking that because I'm trying to get you to do something that I want, I've given you a condition to negotiate. Me getting what I want, and you getting something in return. So,
yeah, for this, yeah, we'll let you
Okay.
the conditions.
Yeah.
So he'll.
Right now, you can
Empty
promise
room.
mode, or whatever she says and you say is a promise.
All right. So
I don't think that's that.
So yeah, we'll let you make the prompt.
In this moment, like she brushes her hand against Jordan, and then he, because he is a hollow, and the way I spun it was that he's a tree spirit that became a man. He feels this like deep sort of like thrum of connection between him and Ollie because Fae are connected so deeply to nature.
Mm-hmm.
Bring the mic a little closer to Tiffany because you are dropping in and out. There you go.
Okay. So Jordan is a hollow, and I spun it as him being a tree spirit that became a human. And so in this moment where like she's reaching out to him and using unabashed, unashamed, I mean, he feels this thrum of connection between his former self and like the fate that you are. And so he doesn't like quite understand like what this is. He just knows that there's this connection between you that he like doesn't completely understand. And you see his eyes just sort of level with yours, and he says, "No one dies."
Oh.
Her eyes narrow. So her eyes narrow. It's a good one too, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
And just her face like is still soft, and she's like, promise. And her feet sort of like weasels out so that she's now perched on the arms that you were holding her by, and just like her hand slides from your face to your shoulder so that she has enough angle to like sort of perch on you.
Yeah. He lets her go so she can slip out.
Yeah, so she can slip out. And is that the end of my move?
I mean, I think it's the end of both of you guys' moves.
Yeah, I think it's the end of
It's
our move.
Bree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with Bree being her darkest self, she's gonna be affordably bothered by that. Like, don't touch my boyfriend. So she's gonna hex you in a more petty way than she was planning before. Oh, nice.
Are you gonna hex?
And you're also gonna get your period.
Wait, what happened? I'm sorry.
Talk closer.
Sorry,
For some reason it's not picking up the same.
You're also going to get your period very heavily and very crampy.
Very periods. I'm wondering how that actually pans out. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I mean, you're half human.
You know, I didn't anticipate this, but there is a lot of blood.
There's so much blood in this room right now.
A lot of blood.
Oh, yeah.
I always think of just like that one scene.
Why is everyone bleeding?
They're female.
Yep.
So is my period happening now?
Yes, right now.
It's
Yeah, you've been
happening
hexed,
right now.
so it's happening now.
Yeah, and you're just like kind of holding yourself.
Bleeding into your clothes.
Yep.
Fairy blood is a little different than human blood, I'm imagining.
We're having a party down here for the real dance.
It could be like a different color, or it could have like side effects.
Or also have glitter with it mixed in.
Glitter. There's glitter in it.
Oh god.
Alright,
Sparkles
and
in
she,
sunlight.
Not
so Dahlia is still crawling towards the slowly bleeding form of Cassandra, and she is putting her hands on her form, and she looks towards you guys, and she's like, "Please, just let me do this." What do you guys do?
Can I hex her again? She's really getting on my nerves.
Can I,
How many hexes do you have?
Unlimited.
Oh.
yeah, can I,
It's a different one this time.
Okay.
I want to drag Zedalia out of that circle and say you don't deserve it.
Okay.
Mara's gonna wander off. She's inspired.
She's gonna go back to the party and have a good time.
She's gonna go back and she's like the only one dancing.
Okay.
While everyone else is like panicking and just screaming their heads off.
Well, Mara heard what was going on. Obviously, Zedalia is doing something very important to her, and the spirits are there, and they seem to be doing their own thing too, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And so she's just like, yeah, they do suck, don't they?
Fine.
Yeah.
She's just like, those people suck. And so she's not thinking too hard right now. She's kind of like, yeah, they deserve to suffer. And so she's gonna go upstairs and she's gonna try find one of Cassandra's cronies and see if she can help out, you know? Bring some misery around. Let's do this. That's Mara's game right now.
Okay. So I will say.
Piling on. I got you. Chaotic neutral. Everything must go.
Do you want to? You can do something.
Okay. I'm going to hex Delia again.
Sure.
This time with illusions. Ooh, I'm doing good. Crap. Do I want her to have
going out.
false? Okay. She's still petty though, so she's probably gonna do something like spiders everywhere.
Okay.
Like,
What did you roll?
12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna start seeing spiders everywhere. I can't control the exact thing, but I'm just seeing it everywhere.
Okay. And Ollie, you're pulling her form. You're pulling her away.
Yeah, I want her out of the circle because whatever power she's drawing might be from that circle in particular. And even though I am cramping and having a bad time, I have every intention of making good on my fairy justice because she brought someone who was not involved into this. And that's what Ollie is one-track minding on. And as she's sort of like, it's kind of there's just this creepy monster thing, like I'm the monster here, just like all like just clawing up her robe, just yanking her like all alone in the woods, bleeding, dying alone to be collected by spirits that see no importance to the soul that barely clings to her husk. May you know her pain, and may you now feel what pain I wish to give you.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Okay.
She speaks in strange fairy prose.
Yeah.
When she's in her dark.
I'm
So,
digging it.
like,
This is the best I've ever seen.
You're pulling her away from like the from the circle with like an unnatural fey strength, and like you all of a sudden you just see her just kind of flailing and rolling around as she's like grasping at nothing, and she's like, no, and Mara, you calmly just go out of the basement. You go up to the dance floor. Some of the people has cleared out, and what you see is you see the police. The police have gathered in, and they're like, move! This is a scene. And like,
This is a crime scene. Get out of here.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry. The satanic ritual! Alright, forget it.
And like the police go up to you, and it's like, what are you doing, little girl? Get out of here!
They grabbing me or what?
They're kind of like
At you.
gently shoving you out of the way
Oh dang.
as they're like, what are you doing?
Well, Mara's not gonna be happy about that.
It's not.
She's kind of hoping to get some, some stuff.
Add some fuel to the fire.
Yeah, and now there's just nothing, like, there's no people there. She's gonna go add some terror to the world. Like, why not? Now that all these cops are here. So she's not thinking too straight. She wants to just kind of like, the cops are probably ignoring her, but meanwhile she's probably sneaking up on one and trying to get like a good slurp out of them,
Okay, I mean, lash out physically
Alright, girl, let's do this. Lash
At
out.
the police.
at the police.
This is gonna end well.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Fight them! F-I-T-E!
I said
We're
it
right
right. It's hilarious.
Party!
This is great. I love it. Anyway, I rolled an 8 and my modifier was -1, so that was a 7.
Okay. Let's see, I think.
like your hairstyle.
Which
Thank you. Sorry, I'm reading.
all right, so you got a mixed success.
Yeah.
You get to choose. You do one harm to the cop. What do you do exactly to him?
Well.
Bite.
No.
She doesn't actually take a bite out of him. Like in this case, if she's trying to satiate the weird hunger of loneliness inside her, she just kind of grabs him, and by like the shoulders, it's okay because from behind he'll just start to feel cold, and then Mara will just kind of be like really like dark and focused, like this is their example. So it's something about happiness like the mentor, but it's kind of like when the X-Men movies with Rogue, and she would like slurp the life out of people. So they sort of like drain the little frozen powers. But she doesn't have power, she's just like yum. That's all this is.
So you get to choose either they get a string on you, you let me decide how bad it is, or you become your darkest self.
Ooh. I get to choose?
Yeah, this is you harm them, but you choose one.
Alright, well basically Mara like
that happened.
all this time Mara's been like trying to like hold back the darkest self basically.
Okay.
And now she basically got indirect permission from Zedalia to be like, go ahead, why not? Everyone kind of sucks anyway, let's do this. So I feel like she actually would like just end up going into her darkest self like that.
Okay.
Yeah, party hard.
Yeah, this is going so hard. Oh my god.
Come on, join the party.
What does your darkest self look like?
Yeah, join the
My
dark
darkest self.
Not Bree.
Even I
Mara.
might
Oh my god,
realize
I keep getting you guys mixed up all the time. It's not even the same.
Deep in my soul, I'm a murdered hobo. Anyway. So I feel like for Mara, she just kind of has like this like, intense look on her face, and she was kind of like, you know, she's hungry. You
Look
know?
at her lips.
Yeah, look at her lips a lot. She's kind of like, you know, like really creepy, I guess. Just that comes later. Hold on. And so she's just like, this is really delicious, you know. They say they call the cops pigs, and pigs they have pork, and pork is pretty delicious.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll like just kind of try to take whatever police officer she's latched onto, like drag him away with her, figure out what to do with the next, and drag her away. Like she's just so intense. Like her eyes don't change color. She just gets like really like animalistic, but she doesn't change or anything.
Yeah. And like you've said before that like she doesn't really feed on people like with like teeth and stuff. It's like kind of like the mentor.
Yeah, she sucks their energy up.
That's just how she is normally. She'll soak it up like the mentor, but in her darkest self, she'll eat anything.
Oh,
Okay.
She's connected with the hunger for food, and she'll eat people.
Her
She ate her
moldy
horse. I mean, what's the pig? Come on.
Moppy teeth.
Dang, horse girl.
Yeah. Dang horse girl.
It just happened.
It's
Just
rough.
happened. He pushes you aside, but like you like taken back, and like the words of Zedalia kind of echo in your head of just like not wanting to be put down, not wanting to deal with this, and just like putting fate into your own hands and just embracing who you are. You're so tired of pretending. You're so tired of just putting on this like charade. And so you bare your teeth into his arm and just rip flesh.
Yeah.
And like, and like the guy's like, whoa, we need backup.
Grab this girl, she's a cannibal.
You back up! We need backup!
Okay.
So Jordan, we'll go through it because it's been a while.
Yeah,
He
Had a good time, Jordan.
Zedalia is away from the circle. She is just kind of flailing around, and she's slowly turning back into Zedalia.
Okay, so Ollie is still pokey and has wings, and that kind of freaks Jordan out, and he's just like, alright, and then Bree went nuclear and hexed everyone, and then Mara just left.
Yep.
So he's like, okay, he'll go over to Zedalia, and there'll be like this brief moment where like he looks over at Ollie and there's this eye contact that says I'm trusting you, and then he'll grab Zedalia by the shoulders, and I'm gonna try to roll cold.
Okay.
And he'll say to her, let it go.
Okay.
Let it
Roll
go.
cold.
Let it go.
Come on, you
Let
can do
it
it.
go.
That's a 6.
Let it go.
Do you add anything?
Thankfully,
It's a
it's
6,
cold.
so it worked.
Okay.
So that's a no.
Hey, stop touching her next to you.
She's
You get
like,
a hex, and you get a hex, and you get a hex. We all get hexed.
Yay.
Yay!
well, you get an experience. But I will say, let's see.
What are conditions?
Like how I have the condition of hope.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys are sluts.
Oh, okay, so they're like red.
That's what the nuts.
That's no let.
Yep.
This one just impressions.
Okay.
What's a forward
You add +1.
to something?
To your next roll
Next
in
roll.
that thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so you tell her to let it go, and she just like turns to you and is like, why? Why are you defending her? She's the worst.
It's like, this isn't about her. This is about you. This is about you committing murder and becoming something and involving yourself in stuff that you don't even get. Like, Ollie's pokey and you can turn into stuff, and that's... Ollie, do what you have to do. It's just gonna, like, back up.
Okay. Alright.
He's like, I tried.
I want to, seeing as I can't kill her, because no one dies. Great condition, by the way. Literally no dancing around it. Ollie holds like Zedalia's forehead so that she could look her in the eye. Like she sort of like scampers up, just like as a creepy little gremlin thing, and just bearing down on her, and she just like, I think I'm gonna try shutting her down.
Gonna shut her down.
What is taking advantage of someone's condition?
If someone has like a condition, like for example, like they have Bree has hoe, so if someone calls her like a hoe, then they could take one forward.
Yep. Okay. Alright. I can't put a condition on her, can I?
If you use a string.
Here, I will say for this instance, since she is basically broken, and you've seen her flailing, and she has pretty much bared it all to you guys. You guys have pretty much figured out what she, not so much what she is, but what she is doing. That
Ollie's
you
all broken.
that you have a string on her. I will say,
Like, Ollie's also fulfilling the Fae promise.
yeah, and you're fulfilling a promise. So yeah, you have a string on her.
Okay. Ollie, while looking at her, I don't know if this is considered shutting her down or whatever, or if this is part of the conditions, but what she is saying to her is, she's just like, you and her are the same. You don't care who suffers. This isn't about justice. This is about ego. You and her are different. The only difference is she did no vital harm. You brought others into it. You brought me into it. And whatever you fail, whatever you think you win, it's your comeuppance. And you'll never take your body.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Take one forward.
I'm gonna go to Serena every time I need like an evil spell or something on her.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Yeah.
Did you just curse her, basically?
Like, your body! Whoa!
Yeah.
It's pretty much, she wants to create the condition where Zedalia wants to beg that she's different. And if she tries to make a promise with me, it ends badly. If she breaks it.
Yeah.
These fey people are all over the place. My God.
Yeah. So yeah, roll to shut her down and take one forward.
Okay.
That's a happy face.
I gotta show you. I gotta show you.
In the cat box.
6.
Yes.
Whoa!
Now, one thing I do have minus. I think. Hold on, it's here, and I'm excited.
You have -1, but then +1 forward.
minus
It's
one
neutral.
cold. But I got 2 successes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
So bleeding on her, speaking hateful vitriol, and being just a creature. Ollie does.
Creature.
Yeah, she's been reaching towards Cassandra, and you're like holding her by like the scruff of her like shirt, and you say these words. She looks at you. She looks at Jordan. And then her hand falls to her side, and she's kind of this like lying limp in defeat. Just morale broken. And you guys hear footsteps approaching. This is the police!
Can I hex her one last time?
Who are you hexing?
More Dahlia.
Do it.
Okay.
Ring of Lies.
Okay.
I also forgot to read before that all my while I'm in my darkest self, all my hexes have unexpected side effects and are way more comfortable, way more effective than I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
So that could have been interesting before, but now it can be interesting now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 10.
Wow.
So basically, if
Yeah.
she attempts to lie, it'll like make a piercing ringing in her ears.
Okay.
The worse it is, the worse the ringing is, and like the most severe lies can cause brain damage.
Okay. She winces, and then she looks at you, Ollie, and like as she's lying limp in your arms, she's like, "What happens now?"
She knows exactly what I am at this point.
Yeah.
Or at least she knows something's wrong with me. Basically.
Instead of just in
Yeah.
general, not have ideas.
Yeah, and as Ollie's Ollie's eyes are just like these strange like lights, she just looks at her and she's just like, "You will do no more harm. Whether you think it's justified or not."
she looks longingly into your gaze, and she's like, I will do no more harm. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And you just was like, I hope so.
Okay.
And when she says that, it like fades, and she looks somewhat normal again. Just, covered in.
Yeah. Alright, so
Offensively.
you guys hear footsteps, and and you hear like these like kind of gruff voices, and it's like, I think the blood is leading this way. And you guys hear the cops coming. What do you guys do? Do you guys stay? Do you flee?
Well, I mean, unless there's a way that we can flee to get out, there's not a lot we can do if we do run away.
You guys look, and like the basement pretty much kind of goes underneath like the gymnasium, right?
Yeah.
You do see that there is some light that kind of leads in from like the other side, kind of the opposite of where the basement is, because there's like multiple entrances into like this underneath basement, because that's where all like kind of like the boiler room and like kind of like the maintenance kind of like stuff is, and one of them actually leads out as like one of those like weird wooden doors. So if you guys wish to flee, you guys can.
Jordan just looks really sad and really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at like he's lucid enough to hear the footsteps coming, and then he'll grab Bree and say, we gotta go, and then he'll kind of nudge Ollie to come with him. There's gotta be an exit this way, and then he'll just look at Sedalia, and then he'll ask her one question.
Okay.
Why Angie?
She sighs, and she goes, it was an accident. I wasn't going for her. I was going for Jesse.
And
she looks at you and she's like, I'm sorry. And she hears the cops like approaching. It's like, and she looks towards Ollie and she looks towards Bree. It's like, I'll do no harm. But what she does is she reaches down towards like a bloody path and just takes the blood and kind of just runs it down her face, and she walks straight towards the cops.
then Jordan just turns and leaves, yeah.
Alright. So, you guys leave through just like kind of like the exit of the basement. You guys come out and see just like a bunch of cop cars with sirens. And then you see Sedalia being apprehended. She gives like just like a small glance towards your guys' direction as her head is being pushed into the car. And shortly after her, you see a familiar friend in a dark blue dress with handcuffs and a muzzle.
Hey, keep a muzzle around, huh? What? Clarice.
as like
What happened?
Mara's eyes wide as she's being like
Thrashing.
yeah, she's thrashing, and there's like 4 guys on top of you just like trying to like wrestle you into the car. The night ends.
That muzzle, man, what the heck?
And
Muzzle or a bag?
Should we call someone?
Can I hex her really quick? While she's looking at us.
I will say that you are.
One more.
I will say that you are very far away from where the cops are and where they're pushing her into the car that you won't be able to do it.
You're like, out of range. Out of range.
Yeah, I'm not getting my period today, cuz.
Doing everybody's parents. High school is rough.
Yeah.
Don't say.
So, I will say that is where we'll end it.
Alright.
We're just staring at Mara get into the car, fades black, credits roll, you know, just has some clips of us watching the cop lights disappear into the dark, and we're just like,
Why not?
that happened.
What happened? Yay!
Like,
Wow.
So Bree, so it says like for Bree to escape her darkest self, I must offer peace to the one I hurt most. What'd you say?
Wait, what has happened to the darkest self?
I can't get out of my darkest self until I offer peace to the one I hurt the most. So I'm wondering how like you guys would be interpreting that. Because I'm not sure like, what to do.
Well, I think Jordan feels pretty bad about what you did.
He's not someone who takes.
I don't know.
I think Ollie would also be taken back to this, given that you've cast spells at her.
I was like, got her.
And like, I'm pretty sure you like during this respite. Here, how about I narrate a proper ending? So you guys look at each other in awe of what had transpired, as this was supposed to just be a simple date.
Just wanted to get on the dance.
You guys just wanted to be normal high schoolers, enjoy a school dance. You guys, and as you guys walk towards the car, you guys see, like, just across the street from where the car is, you see a familiar local diner called the Chocolate Chief. And you guys decide, let's at least try to end the night like normal high schoolers.
Ollie's just covered in blood and
We're all covered in blood. Mara's just.
Mara is arrested.
Oh, wait, no,
We don't really want a milkshake right now. Anyway.
I think Bree's gonna have to go get us some.
Yeah. I think she's the one who doesn't really get blood on her.
Or you guys walk in and Lamar is like, you guys really like cherry sauce.
That's exactly it.
That's what we're wearing right now.
Yep.
Yes.
There's not.
Oh, that cherry sap. So much.
Honestly, I think Bree would still be her darkest self because, like,
Need some like iron pills. Like they should be going to the chocolate chew. We
she had Sedalia like 8
Maybe
times.
some McDonald's for the vitamin boost for that precious iron.
Like Jordan's not someone who like takes
Ollie,
responsibility.
So like
That's
when
her
they're
thing.
leading Bree away or Mara away, like Ollie sort of just because there's a sense that I'm sorry, just backtracking real quick. Ollie sort of just posited herself to be behind Bree and Jordan while she just.
Well, we have. Is there a drive-through? We can go through the drive-through.
Sure.
We drive through the drive-through.
Ollie, sorry about your seat.
There we go. yeah, it's okay, I guess. Jordan seems really distracted. And then, like, going through the drive-thru, we get our milkshakes.
That's probably a little better. Pick the most presentable person, put her up front.
And then he just drinks his milkshake, sadly.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Ollie just sort of looks around. I'm sorry I didn't tell anyone. She sort of looks at Bree, she looks at Jordan.
I'm sorry that my friend was a demon person. I don't know what happened. There's a lot I'm processing right now. You know how you think you like know people, and it turns out you didn't know them at all?
Ollie and Bree share a look.
Yeah. So that's kind of just how I feel right now. Just feel weird.
It's his milkshake.
Now that things are settling down, she's kind of starting to feel a little bad. So it's like, Ollie, I'm sorry I made you start your period.
Hold the mic closer to so that I can hear what Bree's saying.
Yeah, we don't hear anything.
Sorry.
Like, I think Bree's starting to feel a little bit bad now that things are settling down. She's like, Ollie, I'm sorry I made you start your period.
Sorry. I'm sorry I looks at Jordan, looks at Bree. Use my gifts.
So is that something that we should be worried about? This is really...
Sandy.
What's something that we should be worried about? I feel like since
All this time. Like, oh, it's like nothing's changed. I'm still that. Just not. You know how chameleons can change different colors, but they don't quite fit in with their surroundings?
yeah.
Right now I'm green. What you saw was green overlapping with red. It's easier to see what I was, or what I am.
You know, maybe we should bail Mara out of jail or something.
Like,
Ollie a little bit worried because Mara kind of scares her.
Do we have the money to do that?
Jordan, like, just kind of, like, looks at, well, how much is bail? And, I guess we'll just end there as we're like,
Yeah.
how much is bail?
Ew.
And it just drives off into the night.
Cat.
No cat.
That is
Fred trying to find bail.
Hello, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you so much for listening to Dungeon Damsels. We really appreciate all your support. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us out. And if you're interested, we also have a Patreon as well as a podcast version of our show. You can find it on Spotify, TuneIn, Podcast, Podbean, and pretty much anywhere where podcasts are. Thank you again so much, and we hope to hear from you soon.